Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. Thank you very much for joining me for this week's Friday Sews video. Friday Sews was set up by the lovely Jen from Today and Jen Sewing Room, where we can talk about what we have been sewing, what we will be sewing, and a little bit of life as well. And now in my Friday Sews, I put in my knitting and my crochet updates, but I will put that at the end of the video and give you fair warning if you're just here for the sewing. So I hope you've all had a good week. It's been a very good week too here in the French Seams household. Last weekend I was able to jump on the Sew Hayley Jane Thready Set Go social session on a Saturday morning, which was fabulous. Our Saturday activities haven't started back up yet, so I have Saturday mornings free, which is just marvellous. Mr. French Seams then goes golfing, so I get an opportunity to sew in the morning, which is marvellous. And I thought I had pretty much finished with my August makes, but I thought I could eke out one more summer make, and I am delighted I got the opportunity to do that. I made a new pair of Sepia trousers. I'll pop in a picture here. You may be familiar with these trousers. This is now Sepia trousers number 4. I've made shorts, I've made 2 versions of the barrow leg version, and I've made now this version, and that is the wide leg version. I love this pattern so much. It has been my tried and true pattern of the summer for sure. So I showed you this fabric last week. It's a beautiful blue and ivory viscose from Rainbow Fabrics. It's a modal viscose, but it has the most beautiful weight and drape. It's almost twill. It has those little lines in it. It's so beautiful to work with. It presses beautiful, it drapes beautifully. It doesn't seem to crease, which is marvellous. And I just loved making this up. So late on Friday night, I got these cut out. I had all the pattern pieces set up and everything, which was marvellous. And then I got them sewn up while chatting to the lovely Hayley and all the lovely ladies on the social session on Saturday morning, which was marvellous. And I loved making these. Again, I make a size 12, but I grade to a size 16 at the waist because I lower the waist by 3 inches. So effectively I remove 6 inches from the rise. And I really like where they sit. I did the paper bag at the top with the elastic. It does come with double layer pockets, pattern pieces for the trousers. I just do 1 pocket each side, which I quite like, and then I did the back pockets as well. And these are the wide length full leg version, and I added 1 inch to the length, and I think the fit is absolutely perfect, and I have loved swanning around in these. And we did actually get some nice weather at the weekend, so these are just perfect, and I've been wearing them loads all week. I've got it on today with a navy t-shirt. This is a Tilly and the Buttons Agnes t-shirt. That's quite old at this stage now, but I really like it. So that's what I'm wearing today. And yes, I just love these trousers so much. I might have to put this pattern away for the summer. However, I was thinking if I got a nice lightweight denim, I think I could still make the barrow leg version for the autumn. What do we think? But yes, I'm not done with this pattern. I absolutely love it. But anyway, that's my bit of sewing that I got done this week. So it is my sewing really took place on one Saturday morning, and I haven't really sewn anything since, but I've had a very good week otherwise. Obviously we are now in September, so on the 1st of September, last Monday, Sew Phoenix September 25 started. So that's our new challenge that I am hosting with my wonderful friends Sam Solid Sparkle and Katherine Soberton Makery. Basically throughout September, recreate a make from your sewing past, be it a past last year, last month, or 40 years ago. Remake it now with all the skills and the knowledge and the expertise and the tools that you now have to basically breathe new life into it. So we're now a few days into it, and we've had a wonderful vlogger tour so far. So we have a vlogger tour throughout the whole of September, so I will link it up here. I've made a little playlist on my channel where you can watch all of the vlogger tour. It's been really good fun so far, and of course doing this challenge with my wonderful friends has just been absolute joy, and we cannot wait to see your makes and your remakes and your reimagining. So really excited about this challenge. Of course you still have time to enter. You can post your make throughout September, so there isn't a due date. You can post it throughout September. If you're making your garments, you can use, or I shouldn't say garments, it's anything, bag, accessory, anything. You can use the hashtag SewPhoenixSeptember25 WIP to show it's a work in progress, or you can use the hashtag SewPhoenixSeptemberHelp if you need help with anything. And then when you do post on Instagram, be sure to use the tag SewPhoenixSeptember25 and tag in myself, the French Seams, Sam Solid Sparkle, Katherine Soberton Makery, and you can be in line for some fabulous prizes. Don't forget to put where you are in the world, because some of the prizes are location specific. So thank you very much, and I do hope you enter the challenge. I cannot wait to see everybody's entries. So let me know in the comment box below if you're hoping to enter and if you've got something in mind. So speaking of the lovely sponsors, and a massive thank you goes out to all our lovely sponsors of this challenge. They've all been incredibly generous and we are very, very grateful for their support. One of the lovely sponsors, so it is the Sepia seamstress. You know how much I love their binding. They have actually come up with a custom binding for the Sew Phoenix challenge. You can of course use it at any time, but it is perfect for this challenge, and I'll pop it up here. You will have seen Katherine on Instagram show it. It is winging its way to me here in Ireland. It should be here very, very soon. So it basically highlights the remaking of it, of the challenge, which is just marvellous. And it has a little star for Sam, it has a bee for Katherine, and it has a flamingo for me, which I just love. And a massive thank you goes out to the Sepia seamstress, to Laura and the team for coming up with that binding for us. It's just marvellous and really, really special. So thank you very much. And I'll say no more about it because you'll have to watch my vlog in the middle of the month to see what I'm going to do with it. So that is our Sew Phoenix September challenge. Did I get any happy posts this week? Yes, I did. So the lovely Maeve, she used to have a fabric shop here a number of years ago and it closed down. She had the most fabulous fabric. I remember going to her open days very early on in my sewing journey. I used to get an awful lot of fabric from her, probably one of the first fabric shops I bought online. She had the most marvellous fabric. So she had up a D-Stash account. I'm not sure if there's anything left. If there is, I'll link it down below. But basically it was, she had some old fabric left over, which was like going back in time, back to shopping in Mavis again, which was wonderful. And she very, very kindly sent me this. Look at the colour of this fabric. So, you know, I'm in my pink era, and I think this is taking pink into the autumn. What do we think? It's almost like a fuchsia-y, cerise pink. It's just magic. It is a brushback French terry. It needs to go in the washing machine. It is absolutely beautiful. So it needs to go in the wash so I can use it straight away, that is. And she also threw in this lovely cuffing with it, or ribbing I should say, that will match beautifully. So this of course is going to be destined for some sort of beautiful autumn jumper. If you do have an idea, please let me know. I was going to do a Billy sweatshirt, but I think this fabric needs something more special than that. I would love an elevated sweatshirt pattern if you could come up with a thing. I have made a few of those, like the it is a petite stitchery sweater with the kind of the ruched detail here on the side. Then I've done the ones with almost the piecing on the front. I do have some elevated sweatshirts, but I would love your recommendations for this. I think this is just the most beautiful colour. I don't think I've got anything this colour in my wardrobe, but it's just lovely. It really is. And I think this can be quite autumnal as well. So thank you very, very much, Maeve. It was lovely to see your lovely fabrics come through the post again. So what else? So I met up with some people this week. Did I meet up with one vlogger? No. Did I meet up with two sewing vloggers? I did indeed. I had the absolute pleasure of going for lunch with the lovely Agatha from In Agatha's Cottage, but also the lovely Christine from Christine Sews a Lot, who is all the way in Ireland from the other side of the pond. And we met for lunch. It was just fabulous. It was so nice to meet her in real life. When you used to somebody on the screen in 2D and suddenly you meet them in real life in 3D and you get to talk to them, it's just wonderful. And she is the nicest lady. So she brought us little prezzies, and shall I show you? She was incredibly generous. So it came wrapped up in a little parcel, which is just gorgeous. So if I take this off, she was very, very kind. She surprised us with lovely prezzies. It's this lovely pinky fabric, which is beautiful to start off with. It's a Sarah Watts fabric, and then there was this little bundle. So beautiful, maybe fat quarters, something size like that, but they're just beautiful colours, autumn colours. Look at those. I think they're beautiful. They almost look like strawberries. Beautiful colours. I know I will definitely find a use for those. She clearly knows me very well because there's dinosaurs, which my boys will love. So I'm sure I'll have to make them a little make of these. And then she popped in a little patch, and it says love in every stitch, with a little sewing machine and a seam ripper, which is just lovely. I love these patches so much. They go on my makes and bags and stuff. I love them. And then a little pack of labels. You know how much I love labels. You know how much I love Sarah Hart's labels, and they're quite tricky to get here. And these ones are beautiful. I'd not seen these before. So it's the little tomato pin cushion with the little strawberry and pins, and it says handmade, and they are just beautiful. So Christine, it was very, very lovely to meet you, and of course your husband Charlie. It was just wonderful to meet you in real life. I'm so glad we got the opportunity, and I do hope you enjoy your stay in Ireland. So how lucky was I that I had a lovely meet up with those wonderful ladies this week. So that brings me on to my plans. So what plans have I got? So I don't have a huge amount of plans, but I was thinking about autumn sewing. Maybe it's time to let summer sewing go the way of the sunshine, but I'm not quite ready. So I have an idea that will kind of be a kind of transitional make. I think that could be suitable. So my wonderful friends, Sam Sola Sparkle and Katherine Soberton Makery were incredibly kind and incredibly generous this year for my birthday, and they got me some fabric, and this was a complete surprise. They orchestrated this with the lovely Anne-Marie from Crafty Studio. I don't know how they did it, what magic they came up with to get this fabric to me via Anne-Marie, and it is just beautiful, and I'm incredibly grateful to the both of them. Thank you very much. It was a huge surprise and a huge treat. It is green, which I love, and it's almost like a kind of a jacquardy fabric. It's beautiful. So it's kind of, it's outer weight, trouser weight kind of thing. You couldn't make a top or you wouldn't really make a dress out of this, but it is just the most beautiful green colour with this jacquard on it. And when I opened it, first of all, I thought a jacket would be beautiful in this, a kind of a transitionally autumnally jacket. And then I got thinking, the one that popped into my mind straight away was the Charlie jacket. And that is by So Dressmaking, the lovely Charlene, and this is a relatively new pattern, I think, the Charlie jacket. I'll pop a picture here. It comes in two variations, I think. It's a collared jacket, it's got a button placket, and it's got these really cool kind of slanted pockets. I think you can make it in a short length, and I think you can make it in a longer length. It looks beautiful, and I think this fabric would look incredible in a Charlie jacket. So this is going to be my plan. I did buy that pattern this week, and I'm delighted I decided to buy it this week because up popped on Charlene's Instagram that she was having an autumn sale. So if it's still going on, I'll link her Instagram below anyway and her website, but do jump on because she did have a fabulous autumn sale and she's got some wonderful patterns. So I think this would look beautiful in a Charlie jacket because you could wear it over a t-shirt if it's warmer, but I think you could also wear it over a jumper. I wonder, could I wear it over, I think I'd be able to wear it over this jumper, wouldn't I, when both get made? But yeah, very happy that I'm now going to make the Charlie jacket. So that's not going to get made this week. It's going to be a couple of weeks project, but I think this would be beautiful. And thank you very, very much, ladies, for orchestrating this beautiful fabric to arrive to me. So thank you very, very much. So also, speaking of Crafty Studio, I haven't mentioned on this channel, and I really do need to highlight it. The Crafty Studio are hosting Dublin Frocktails again, but this year they're hosting it in conjunction with This Is Knit. So you'll have heard me talk about This Is Knit. It's a yarn wool shop here in Dublin. And this year, the lovely Anne-Marie from Crafty Studio, who hosted Dublin Frocktails last year, they're doing it combined, which I think is a fabulous, fabulous idea. So Dublin Frocktails is going to be on the 7th of November in Dublin. It's in a lovely bar. Wear your me-maids. If you don't have any me-maids, wear whatever you like. It's an opportunity to get together with sewists and then knitters, basically crafters, creators, creative types, and just talk about all things fabric and yarn and fibre and all the lovely things. I unfortunately cannot go this year. I just have too much on that time of the year. I am absolutely gutted that I won't be able to attend, but of course I will be living vicariously through everybody who is attending, and I would encourage you to head on over and take a look at the tickets. If you have been to Frocktails before, you know how wonderful it is, so be sure to get your ticket. If you haven't been to Frocktails before, I would highly, highly encourage it. It's such a wonderful, wonderful evening full of like-minded people, and it's just the best time. So I would encourage you to take a look regardless, and I'll link the tickets down below. It's sure to be a wonderful, wonderful evening. So that is all about my plans and my makes and my deliveries, I think, and everything that I've got up to this week. So if you have no interest in knitting or crochet, you are free to go. And thank you very, very much for watching so far. I really, really do appreciate your support, and I do hope you have a wonderful weekend and you get some time for some lovely, lovely sewing or something else crafty, and I shall see you next week. However, if you would like to hear about my knitting and crochet, let's do it. So let's start with knitting, shall we? So very, very quick update on my Scatterby socks. And this is them. So I've done a little bit because I had a bit of free time after I finished a certain project, which I'll talk to you now in 2 minutes about. Scatterby socks on Ravelry, I'll link it down below. Lovely, lovely pattern in beautiful yarn from This Is Knit. And it's just a beautiful texture. I think it's gorgeous and it's come together very, very nicely. So I'm keen to get going on those, or to finish them off even, because yes, I'd like to start wearing them really. I had to pop into This Is Knit, and I was lucky enough to pick up this, and this is the brand new West Yorkshire Spinners Signature Sparkle 4-ply. It's their new Christmas yarn that is released for this Christmas, and it is in the colourway Mulled Wine. You will agree, isn't that just glorious? It is beautiful. It has a picture here of what it looks like when you've knit it up. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got a little bit of glitter. You can see why the Mulled Wine name is so appropriate. Absolutely gorgeous. Thought I was getting delivery. I'm not. Absolutely beautiful yarn, and this is being put away until very close to Christmas, where we're doing an Advent Christmas cast on. That is myself and my lovely friend Cindy, and anybody else who would like to join us. I have a group over on Instagram for anybody who would like to make Christmas socks. So you cast on very early December and you have a lovely pair of socks for Christmas Day. So let me know over on Instagram and I will happily add you to that group. So this is my beautiful yarn. It is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I'm so pleased I managed to get my hands on that. I think there wasn't too many in the shop, so I was delighted to get my hands on it. So that is my very, very quick knitting update. Crochet. Shall we talk about crochet? So I posted on Instagram my finished summer Cal blanket, and I've never got so many comments on a reel before in my life. It was marvellous. So thank you very, very much for all the love you showed on my blanket. I'll pop in my little reveal video here, which I had really good fun doing that. I love it so much. Absolutely love it. So that was summer. We've now moved on, people, and I have finished my Halloween blanket. I'm so happy. I loved doing this. For some reason, this seemed to go an awful lot quicker than the summer one. I don't know, was it because we had smaller panels that all fit together or something? I don't know, but this seemed to go together really, really quickly. And shall I show you? I will do a reveal unroly thing later, but for now I'll just show you it here, and I'll pop up a picture of it here. I have it laid out on the kitchen floor. Basically, we're done. And here it is. So you've got the bat up here, you've got your lovely cat panel across here, all your scary bits, then you've got your cat here, then you've got the panel in the middle with your dripping blood and your trick or treat with your pom-poms, and then down the bottom the same. And then the bit that we had to do last week was all the border, and that they are all pumpkins. There is a billion pumpkins there, but I think they're so effective. And then we had to do these cobwebs. So the pattern does come with these to be crocheted and then sewn on, but I kind of fudged it. You can kind of tell what I've been doing, going back and forth here to sew them directly, or to crochet them directly onto the blanket, and I think they look all right. They look like cobwebs. So delighted with this. I was in cobweb land for a number of days, but we got there eventually. Yeah, have to weave in that end, forgot about that one, but delighted about my cobwebs. I think they look really, really cool. My boys are delighted this is finished. So older French seams, this blanket is now his, and baby French seams gets the summer blanket. We came to an amicable agreement about that, and they just love it, and I'm so happy. So I finished this quite early in the week. So the spider webs and the pumpkins got released last Wednesday, or I should say the Wednesday before last. I finished this by about Saturday, I think, while watching the entire of the Thursday Murder Club on Netflix, which was really good fun. In my head, I thought it was a series. It's actually a feature length, and I got basically all the cobwebs done. It was fabulous. It was really good fun. So I got all these done. Delighted, absolutely exhausted. Woke up the next morning. But mummy, what about the Charlottes? So of course, because there's spider webs and because Older French Seams has really enjoyed reading Charlotte's Web, I had to make Charlotte's. So the things you do, eh? So I made 2 Charlottes, and here they are. I'm not a huge spider person, so this was quite a big moment for me, but here are my Charlottes. Where can you see them properly? Here you go. And I think they came out rather well. It's a website that I found. It is called Nana's Crafty Home, and she has a little passion for spiders, and I think they came up quite nicely. That's better. There we go. There's your spider. So it's basically just a magic circle, and then you just do little legs. She had you do little doubles in one of them to kind of have a little kind of bend in the knee, but I just did them straight. It was quicker. So I did a Charlotte for each of my boys, and they love now playing with Charlotte on the blanket. And then of course when I finished, she had to have a web, so they do have a little web as well, so they can be dangling and making the letters and everything from Charlotte. Anyway, so this is my finished blanket, and I'm so pleased with it. Can you see that I'm so pleased with it? That is Halloween. What happens after Halloween? Christmas. They have now started to tease the Christmas crochet along. We haven't seen it yet. They've just said it's coming. My sleuthing on Facebook, I think it's going to be released. The picture is going to be released towards the middle of September, and then the actual crochet along is going to start probably the start of October. That's me doing my sleuthing. That's the door. Right, saved by the bell. Anyway, I think I had come to the end of the vlog. I talked to you all about my sewing, all about my knitting and all about my crochet. So yeah, the Christmas one, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled for that. So also, to keep you updated, I'm going to be starting my Christmas crochet jumper soon, so popping a picture of it here. I'm going to be doing that remotely with my very lovely sister, so keep tuned for that. But that's basically all I wanted to catch you up on this week. So as always, a massive thank you for watching, especially if you've stayed to the very, very end of the vlog. I really do appreciate it. Thank you as always. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful week to come. Keep an eye on the Sew Phoenix hashtag and also keep an eye on the vlogger tour. It's very, very excellent. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you like this video, I would love it if you give me a thumbs up and also please consider subscribing. And I will talk to you all again very soon in another video. Take care, everyone. Bye.